We're looking at President Trump teasing that he wants to run for a third term, which is what I think a distraction from the signal chat chaos and a lot of issues with the economy. While the 22nd Amendment says that there's no possible way any president can run for a third term, and honestly, every elected official, from senators to representatives, should face term limits as well. What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Zeus, and I'm back with another video. If this is your first time on the channel, just know I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Why don't you go ahead and hit subscribe? We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. We are taking up the humble route. Guys, what we're looking into today, President Donald Trump, he's been hinting that he's running for a third term in 2028. 3 terms, right? The issue is the United States Constitution says that is impossible. So, what's really happening here? Is this a serious plan, or is this some sort of distraction from a lot of the bigger issues that we're facing today? Like the economy is tanking, prices, they're soaring, and that Signal group chat that, we discussed the other day. How are they about to clean that up? Stick around, because we're breaking it all down. Plus, I'll make the case why term limits should be everywhere, not just for presidents. So hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Let's get into it.
You said you were not joking about a third term, about possibly wanting a third term. Does that mean you're not planning to leave office on January 20th?
I'm not looking at that, but I'll tell you, I have had more people ask me to have a third term, which is in a way a fourth term, because the other election, the 2020 election, was totally rigged. So it's actually sort of a fourth term in a certain way. I just don't want the credit for the second, because Biden was so bad. He did such a bad job. And I think that's one of the reasons that I'm popular, if you want to know the truth. I think I'm popular because we've done a great job. I think we've had the best almost 100 days of any president. And most people are saying that. And it's an honor. We're bringing back our country. We're respected as a country again. And we're strongly respected. And people are amazed. I was with some very important people today, and they said that they've never seen a turnaround of a country as fast as this. Even look at our border. We have nobody coming in. And you can come into our country, but you have to come in legally. But we have nobody coming in to our country. It's almost shut down. They've never seen anything like this.
At an appropriate precedent
limits a president to 2 terms. Is it your understanding that they have to
I don't
be?
even want to talk about it. I'm just telling you, I have had more people say, please run again. They said, we have a long way to go before we even think about that. But I've had a lot of people. Yeah, go ahead. Did you have something?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, do you think that's an appropriate precedent to set, even if it wasn't you in this position, to see a president serve a third term?
I don't want to talk about a third term now, because no matter how you look at it, we got a long time to go. We have a long time. We have almost 4 years to go. And that's a long time. But despite that, so many people are saying, you've got to run again. They love the job we're doing. Most importantly, they love the job we're doing.
So you said you were upset with Putin. Would you say your relationship with Vladimir Putin is at its lowest point right now?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to go back on his word. You're talking about Putin. I don't think he's going to go back on his word. I've known him for a long time. We've always gotten along well.
So I'm going to put this link in the description. So essentially, what is Trump saying, right? Back in 2020, and more recently, 2024, 2025, he's dropped little breadcrumbs, stating that he's looking into, running for a third term, and he, at some points, I feel like he said it in Nevada that he's entitled to a third term and things like that. And, just recently, he's on, Air Force One, and he had a whole bunch of press on there, saying he's looking into it, saying about, a lot of people are saying how this is the best 100 days that we've ever seen. And, you need to keep up the good job and, different things like that. And, he's saying things like, oh, there's different methods, maybe a vice president succession trick or something. But it's really vague, right? And it's not the first time he's said this type of thing. And then obviously he's trying to dodge the questions from the reporters. So let's be real, right? This isn't like he's not saying this like at random, right? Trump, he's a master at controlling the narrative, right? You'll see posts on Twitter and news outlets like Forbes, NPR, and the Washington Times have, you know, they're buzzing around this because some people are calling it a joke, others saying he's dead serious. But how I look at it is the timing is just too perfect, right? He's saying this within the first 100 days of being reelected. He still has 3 more years to go. And every time he says something outrageous, it's like a magician waving a wand while the real trick happens off stage. You feel me? So, in a sense, what are the possibilities, or what are the different things that you know we can be getting distracted by, right? Let's talk about the Signal group chat, right? We discussed it the other day. There's been a lot of chatter about all this different types of stuff being, you know, with encrypted Signal messages tied to political insiders, court losses, influence peddling, you know, campaign dirt, whatever. With the government, you have things called official records. And if you're communicating through Signal, Signal is like Instagram stories. Like after some time, the messages get deleted. But if you're conducting official political business, you need to record that information officially, right? So a lot of that has been murky, right? And the media has been trying to dig because nobody has been held accountable for this type of situation. While people in the military, ex-military, people who are in politics now have stepped up saying, you know, if I was in the military active and this happened, like I would have been ousted, all sorts of stuff, right? But you know, Trump is, you know, he's dropping like, oh, you know, I might just look into running for a 3rd term, and then everybody's suddenly debating this now, right? And they're forgetting about the Signal chat stuff. But that's really, really key for the intelligence aspect and the defense of our country, right? And then we have the economy, right? Prices are through the roof. We got gas, groceries, rent, and wages. All of these things are not keeping up. The stock market has been extremely jittery. Inflation is a crazy nightmare, and people are really feeling the squeeze, right? You see Twitter posts all the time about people, you know, complaining about it daily. But instead of addressing that, you know, Trump is out here rewriting the rules for himself, right? It's classic misdirection, right? You get us arguing about a constitutional crisis that's years away while people are still trying to afford eggs, right? And then all the legal battles that there are currently right now, a lot of court cases piling up, a lot of investigations are dragging on. You know, this 3rd term talk could be a way to, you know, rally, you know, his base, keep the headlines on his terms, and, you know, dodge the real heat, right? It's a playbook a lot of us have seen before, and it works because a lot of people keep falling for it. Now, the legality of a lot of this, can Trump run for a 3rd term? You know, the short answer is obviously no, because the 22nd Amendment explicitly states that, you know, and it was ratified back in 1951, no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. That's it. Done. So it doesn't matter if the terms are consecutive or not. 2 is the limit. The last person we've seen who did that was Obama. He ran back to back, right? Now, and this amendment came after Franklin D. Roosevelt. He won 4 terms, right? So people were freaking out about, you know, too much power being in one person's hands, you know, so they locked it down, right? So Trump, he can argue all day that it's unfair, that he deserves more, that he's doing such a great job, but the Constitution doesn't care about, you know, our feelings, right? And the only way around it is to amend the Constitution again, which would need about 2/3 of Congress and 3/4 of the states to agree. So with how the political climate is going on right now, it's going to be a hard battle. Now, a lot of people on Twitter have been, you know, speculating, you know, he might claim that this 22nd Amendment only bans back-to-back terms, but that's not true, because the Supreme Court, even with its current situation, would have a hard time twisting that to fit that narrative, right? Now, I want to take it a step further, and I want to talk about term limits shouldn't be just for presidents, right? Senators, representatives, anyone who is an elected official, there should be a cap on how long they're in office, right? Right now, Congress has no term limits. So you've got people like Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi. They've been in there for decades, right? The average senator has been in office over 10 years. And some House members are pushing 30 or 40 years, right? So it's essentially, it doesn't become a democracy anymore. It becomes a career, right? And why that matters is because with fresh blood, you bring fresh ideas. Long-term incumbents or people who've been there and stayed there, they get cozy with lobbyists, they hoard power, and they stop actually caring about the voters. Not all, but some, right? Now look at the approval ratings. Congress sits at, 20% on a good day. Term limits could shake that up, right? Say 2 terms for senators, like 12 years, and then 4 terms for representatives, so 8 years. That's plenty of time to make an impact, to make a mark, but not enough time to fossilize these people, right? I'm a millennial, right? A lot of our generation, it's time for us to, step up to the plate, even though I'm kind of skeptical about a lot of people and how they understand politics and things like that. But that's a conversation for another day. But if you think about it, if Trump's third term talk is a distraction, imagine how much harder it'd be for, politicians to play these games if they couldn't just, sit in office forever, right? Power should rotate, not stagnate, right? Share the power amongst the people, right? But let me know what you guys think. Should we cap term limits for everyone? Let me know in the comments below. And that's just kind of my thoughts on President Trump saying he's trying to run for a third term. Distraction or not, it's a reminder that the rules matter, and sometimes maybe we need more rules, right? But if you like this conversation, smash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell notification so you always get notified when I drop a new video. I've got a lot more coming. Tell me in the comments right now, do you think Trump is serious, or he's just trying to stir the pot, or he's just trying to distract us from something else? And should we limit every elected official? I think so. Let me know what you guys think. Never ever forget, it's you and I verse. Information, application, execution. Until next time, peace.